Welcome to Charts Today. My name's David Linton, and today's edition for Monday, the 9th of August, comes to you from London. And the big move in energy markets this morning is crude oil falling quite heavily. We were bearish out to clients first thing this morning, and crude's fallen off quite substantially, down 4.2% now. And the big risk is this lower high followed by this lower low. We'll look at the whole energy mix in a minute and what this means, but first of all, just looking at the bigger picture of what's going on in markets. This is my weekly, my daily, and my 60-minute chart, my long-term, medium-term, and short-term view of the market with the corresponding point and figure targets as well. So the dollar is recovering quite strongly the last few days and coming back to test this previous level where it fell away, and that is a resistance level. We break that, the signs are we've made a higher low followed by a higher high, so the long-term picture may be changing on the dollar. That means the euro is looking weaker against that stronger dollar, falling away the last few days, and again looking to that low that we set back in March, April. Will we fall below that? Above the Japanese yen, above 110 levels, so looking strong there as well. And against sterling, we're sitting at 138.89, so again, dollar strength starting to come back. And against the euro, we've broken 118 for the first time in a good few months, so we're actually now making 1 year highs against the euro and sterling, so looking stronger there with upside targets to around 120 in a number of these charts, so looking stronger. Bitcoin is pushing much higher this morning, back above that $40,000 mark and moving back into bullish medium-term territory. That's good news for cryptocurrencies. We're seeing the S&P 500 index was up on Friday, still bullish on all three time frames. The futures are a bit mixed this morning. The S&P future down 0.2%. The Nasdaq E-mini is up 0.02%. So flat is really the call there. The VIX volatility sitting steady at 17. No great big changes here. A bit of a jump up this morning, but on the whole, the fear index is negative. That means that's positive for markets. The FTSE future is down 0.4% this morning. The DAX in Germany is down 0.2%. So we are just seeing European markets looking a little bit weaker. Japan was off very slightly, but Hong Kong, Shanghai, and India all up. Shanghai up 1%, recovering quite a bit of last week's fall, so looking stronger there. And the Sensex in India also higher, with that big upside target still very much in train on the Sensex, so that's bullish. Looking at Brent crude this morning, we've talked about that. We'll come back to the energy mix. Soft commodities all looking a bit weaker. That stronger dollar having an impact. Sugar lower 1%, wheat down 0.7%, and corn down 1% as well. So we are just seeing soft commodities being hit, and gold also having sharp falls over the last few days, really falling away very substantially. They're down 1%, so falling away, pushing us back into medium-term bearish territory on gold. The dollar price, the risk-on trade is off at the moment, if you like, and silver down 2%, fell as low as 23 there. So these markets really testing on precious metals. Copper down 0.5%. And US 10-year yields down 2.2%, but up to nudging that 130s level, so looking stronger again on the yields. That really significant move on gold is one that we're going to watch through the week, just which levels we hold. We've got new downside targets here. The main thing is we don't fall below that low that we saw back in March, April time. Taking a look at the energy mix now, we mentioned Brent crude. That's worrying, of course. The same picture similarly for WTI. We've got downside targets. This is my daily and my 60-minute, and then the daily 60-minute and 1 minute. And these 1 minute targets, of course, are very short term. So on Brent crude, on the 1 minute target, we're looking to $66 at the moment. These targets were met this morning. They were given at the end of last week, and given this morning and met this morning, so we can't ignore the targets. US nat gas looking much stronger and pushing ever higher. Global gas markets really driving the moves there. RBOB looking weaker along with crude oil, downside targets there. Coal just nudging this $100 mark. We've got lots of upside targets here. A new one of 104. Looks like we'll see $100 in coal. Emissions down 1% this morning. Sentiment with crude oil just weighing on most European markets now. Gas down 1%. TTF down 1% as well. That's UK gas and Dutch gas. Looking at German power now, we're lower here this morning as well, but the trend is still very much up. And Nordic power bucking the trend up 3.5%. We were bullish last week, and our bullishness continues this week. And UK power surging higher as well, so UK electricity prices set to keep rising. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, happy charting. See you then.